Hello and welcome to another Bodgit and Leggit video. As you can see behind us, oh wait, no. We have a 2003 BMW 530 diesel. Now, why isn't it behind me? Well, it's a BMW. Of course it's not behind me because it's bloody broken. But it is outside. Now, this is a very, very long, complicated story, so I'm not even going to go into it. But basically, this guy's just brought it. An absolute lemon, and like everything, doesn't want to spend the money on it. I'll show you the state of the battery in a minute. All I know is he bought it like an hour or 2 hours before it broke down, and essentially it broke down just outside my place. And he was trying to crank it, so the battery's completely gone down. So all I've done is I've taken out the battery, I've put it on charge overnight. But when you see screws and stuff like that stuck in the battery, you kind of know the person who had it didn't really look after it. And it's an old BMW. And if you get an old BMW, or even a new BMW for that matter, and you don't look after it, well, you're going to be in for a very expensive bill. But all I'm going to do, I'm sure there's loads of codes on this. We're just going to get it started for the guy so it starts, drives and stops. So what I'm going to do is I'll show you the battery. We're going to bang the battery in, hopefully get the car in here, and we're going to see what the story is. Sorted. You can't see no screw in here, but believe me, the marks are there and it's in the battery post or the actual terminal. But look at this one. We have a wood screw stuck into it. So that tells me the connections on the battery are buggered. Yeah, anyway, let's just put this in the car and see if we can get it in. It's in! It actually started. Now we have a few lights on the dash. We have warning triangle lights, we have ABS lights, we have all sorts of lights, but not really bothered about any of that at the minute because we could have low battery faults on a lot of them and it could just be absolutely nothing. But with it being a BMW, it most probably is. But I'm not worried about that. What we need to get done is, because the guy doesn't live nowhere near here, he doesn't want to spend the money on it. All I can do is get it going for him so he can get home, and after that it's kind of his problem. That's all I'm getting paid for, so say whatever you want in the comments. There's nothing more I can do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use this bad boy, this Hioki meter. I've done a review on this bad boy, the CM4376. The reason why I'm going to use this, because it has a Bluetooth function to my phone, so it means I can put it in the back, I can start the car and I can monitor my phone to see what's going on with the battery. I don't have to run back because I'm on my own. It's simple. So what I'm going to do is bang this bad boy in the back. I'm going to turn the Bluetooth on, get it on my phone, the old dog and bone, and we're going to see what the battery's doing. Sorted. Right. Now, the Hioki meter is in the back, and as you can see, that's the battery voltage at the minute, so it's on my phone. So it means I don't have to keep going backwards and forwards or anything like that. So much easier. What we're going to do is we'll start this. Already gone down to 12.5 volts. And look at that. Just going down, absolutely nothing. Now there is a smart charger on this. So let's just put some load on it. I've just put some load on it, and as you can see, it's gone down even quicker. Now, the smart charger will automatically read that that's low anyway. But yeah, as you can clearly see, oh, there we go. It ain't bloody charging, so I'm going to turn that off. And now the battery's going back up, as it should do. So as you can see, very, very quickly on my own, with the old Bluetooth app, I can see that the battery isn't charging. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to now put that meter on the back of the alternator. I'm going to see if the alternator is kicking out any amps. I don't think it is, but because we can do it, it's very quick, we're going to do that. And then it looks like it's going to be an alternator. Now, you do have to be careful. This is a smart charging system. But like I said, it should know that the battery is flat and also obviously start charging it. If you are unsure, just turn on a load. Once you turn on the load, it will kick in. If you're worried about the communication line, if that was broke, it would just be a fail-safe and charge all the time. And as you can see, we've just got absolutely nothing. So let's just turn it on. See, it goes down. And look at that. Went down to 12 volts cranking because, yeah, oh, sorry, 9 volts. And that's it. So I'm going to just put it on the back of the alternator. Right, so what I've done is I've put it on the back of the alternator. The reason why I've done this is because then we know if there's going to be any problem with the cables. If the alternator is kicking out, you know, voltage, amps and all that, then we know we've got a problem with the cable somewhere. This is just a quick and easy test. Another good thing about this meter is, which I showed in my review of it, it shows the amps and the voltage in the same screen. Now I've got it on my phone at the minute, but it also shows you on the same screen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start it up and we're going to see if it's kicking out any amps or any volts. And there we go, boom, it isn't. I maybe got the amp clamp on the wrong way around, but don't worry about that. Yeah, it's going down, the car's struggling. It's kind of, when I rev it up, it's putting some voltage in, but hey, anyway, nothing to shout about. So that is why Bluetooth and stuff like that, especially in meters when you're on your own, is just invaluable. That's stuck in the engine bay. I could drive down the road and monitor that. You can graph it, you can do all sorts. So there we go, alternator needed. Now I'm going to have to ring the customer, see what he wants me to do, but at least we know we need an alternator. There could be other issues with this car. That's also what I'm going to tell him. All I can do at the minute is fix the alternator. Is it going to fix the car? I don't know. If I can't get the right voltage into the systems, the car's not going to run properly. So I need to sort that out first. And I think that's all he's going to do. He's not going to get me to do anything else. That's all we can do. Sorted. Okay, we're underneath the Beamer and it's in a right 2 and 8. That's a state, by the way. Right, where do we begin? Fan belt has been taken off the AC pump. AC pump is seized. We've got major oil leaks. Even the steering rack is leaking. We have the automatic box leaking. We have half the shields missing, all ripped. And as you can see, just been screwed up right into the body of the car. Just absolutely, yeah, bodged. So the person who had this car before, as you can imagine, just really didn't care. Tires are gone, bushings have gone. This thing is just a mess. Absolute mess. But hey, it is a BMW after all. I don't know why people moan about cars breaking down, because if they didn't, we wouldn't have work. But I just know there's no way he's going to fix all this or even get me to go anywhere near it, because it'll cost more than the car is worth. But yeah, lots and lots of oil leaks. I'm not going to be able to film taking this off because the alternator is under the power steering pump and you just can't really see it. And there's just no real room. So I'm going to take off the intercooler pipe, which should give me enough room to take the alternator out from underneath. First, I'm going to have to disconnect the wires at the back. You can just kind of see it. You see the alternator there? Now you can just see it there. So obviously disconnect your battery, remove a couple of them. There's only 2 bolts on it. Take off the fan belt, but it's a lot easier from underneath. Take off the intercooler pipe, and then it should come off. And I'm going to go and get it reconditioned. We'll bang it back on, and we'll do the test again. Right, there's the intercooler hose. Don't forget to take off the connector for the sensor. There is the alternator. Really feels really, really badly. It's not going to come on camera, but it really does feel bad in there. There's the hole where it was from. Now all you need to do is take off the tensioner, which is a 24mm. So pull the tensioner to the side, that will release the fan belt. Then what you need to do is take off 2 bolts, which are 16mm bolts, and then you have to take off the idler, which is just here, you can't see it, which is a T40 torque, and then you can actually get the alternator out. So we should get this reconditioned and have it back for tomorrow, get it plugged in, and see what happens. Right, as you can see, it started behind me, so we got the new alternator, or the reconditioned one, and the guy said, yeah, completely and utterly destroyed. Now, I'm actually monitoring the battery and the charging system because of my Hioki meter, and I'm doing it on my old dog and bone. And boom! Look at that. So we're just over 14 volts and around 20 amps. So there we go, it's now charging. Now, I think there's lots and lots of other things wrong with this car, but he didn't ask me to do anything with that. we've got leaks, we've got bushings, transmission leaks, oil leaks, power steering leaks, a lot of oil in the intake when I took it off. Yeah, I mean, it's typical BMW really. Let's see what lights are on the dash if there's any. And yeah, as we can see, ABS problems. Yeah, he doesn't want me to look into that, so I'm not going to touch that. Not going to look at the codes or delete them because of the next guy that needs to look at them. And there we go. Right, we're just going to check the full system with the Medtronics EXP800. Now, me and Dan went to the factory and the stuff they've got coming is phenomenal. I'm going to get my hands on some goodies shortly, and the new stuff is out of this world. I can't say too much at the minute, but honestly, people, it's out of this world. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a full system check. Top post, automotive, regular flooded. It's 850. Hold on, we get the clamps on correctly. Okay. And 850. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. You're not going to see this, but I'm just putting the battery sensor. With this, it's got a battery monitor or battery temperature sensor at the bottom, because that's important to know, to essentially know what the battery is to what it tests at, because obviously the different temperatures, it does make a difference. Now I've just turned the car off, so I'm wondering. Right, the battery is buggered. I was kind of thinking that because there's been a lot of messing with this car, like I said. But we're going to go next. Start engine. Cranking is normal. 0.7 of a second to start. Checking the alternator. I think everything is off. Yeah. Rev the engine. Turn everything on. So lights, blower motors, full beam, air conditioning, it's all on. Next. Next. Turn everything off. Next. AC ripple is okay, loads are okay. Oh no, that wasn't the AC ripple, that was, oh yeah, that was the cranking, yeah. Okay, now. So, we know our battery is bad. State of charge, but we know that's bad. But everything else is good. So our cranking amps voltage doesn't drop. our loads are good, our AC ripple is good, so we just know we've got a bad battery. I can now give that to the customer as another proof of everything, and yeah, sorted. Stay tuned, because what's coming from them shortly is unbelievable, people. I'm just going to take this for a drive now to make sure it's actually driving and it's changing gear properly and all that sort of stuff, because like I said, I just don't know. Hardly any diesel in it, so I could only literally take it a couple of miles up the road. That's just typical, but that's it. So that's it, it's now done. You can see just how I was talking about how handy it is having multimeters and stuff like that with Bluetooth and stuff like that, because especially when you're on your own, it's just, it makes everything so much easier. And that's it. Everything else is up to him. He lives miles away, or like 2.5 hours away from here, so obviously he's going to get the other bits sorted at his own mechanic. But there we go, people, so that's it. So look, hope it helps. Please like, share, comment and subscribe. Don't forget, links up here, links down below, but most importantly, don't forget, get your hands dirty. See you for the next one. Sorted. Right, just a bit of bonus footage, and we can see just faults practically in everything. Now, some of these could be old faults, some of them are going to be stupid, like bulbs and stuff, and some of them are going to be just because the battery was low and obviously not getting enough voltage. And then some of them are going to obviously be kind of permanent, because we've got an engine reduced power fault. ABS light's gone out. So we'll just quickly go into that. I'm guessing that's just going to be a low voltage problem. Yeah, well, maybe not, but yeah. Let's just go into the engine and see where we got reduced power. There we go, glow plugs. But again, I'm not going into any of that. It is what it is, and we've got it running, and that's all we can do. So a bit of bonus footage for you.